Hey guys, Darcy here, and today we're going to talk about how you can use the Studio Assist app in your everyday production and engineering workflow. Let's jump into it. Alright, so we're in Luna, and we have pulled up here basically a sample, a couple of drums and some vocals, basically to demonstrate, let's say we were producing something or mixing this, and how we could use the Studio Assist app. So first off, let's listen to our sample.
We are the champion, king champion. Bow! We are the champion, crown #1. Me say anytime, and say you test the champion. Brrr. You get on me say style and pattern. Bow!
Alright, so we get the idea. So let's say we wanted to put more reverb on this vocal, okay? So we bring up our first plugin, and this is our perfect plate. So we're going to enable that and get a quick listen and see where this is at with default settings.
We are the champion, king champion. Bow! We are the champion, crown #1.
Yeah, that's pretty washy. The tail's still coming down. It's 5,000 milliseconds or 5 whole seconds, right? So we can see that we have a BPM of 164. So let's bring up the Studio Assist app, right? And so we see here we have a millisecond calculator and we have a BPM. So if we type that 164, right, now we can see that we have all of our different types of notations and the BPMs already calculated for us. So let's just try one whole bar, right? This is going to bring over our time in milliseconds. So we'll double click here and we're going to paste. And it's going to bring in all of the beautiful decimals and everything. We click enter and it's going to round it up because that's how this app works. Every app's going to interact a little differently in terms of what you do with those decimals. But, you know, this is what this one does. Okay, so we insert that and let's take a quick listen.
We are the champion, king champion. Bow! We are the champion, crown #1. Me say anytime, and say you test the champion. Brrr. You get on me say style and pattern.
Not bad. Took out a little bit of the low end with a high pass. Let's go back to Studio Assist and try another one. Let's go. We did a whole bar. Let's do half a bar. Let's just kind of, cut it down in half and see what we think. So we're going to paste that in. We're going to listen again.
We are the champion, king champion. Bow! We are the champion, crown #1. Me say anytime, and say you test the champion. Brrr. You get on me say style and pattern.
Now with that reverb tail being different, I changed a little bit what I thought about the low end. So now let's go and get a pre-delay, okay? So let's add a pre-delay in. We're going to choose something like 1/64th time, okay? So we'll copy the pre, we'll go in here, and we'll click paste, right? And let's listen to that, and we're going to come back to the tail in a second, okay? So let's hit play.
We are the champion, king champion. Bow! We are the champion, crown #1. Me say anytime, and say you test the champion.
All right, sounds interesting. Now, if you notice that the actual bar calculation or half a bar is reduced by the time of the pre-delay. So we can go back and grab our half and then we'll go and paste that in. Instead of 732, we're now going to be 709. So let's listen to that.
We are the champion, king champion. Bow! We are the champion, crown #1. Me say
Get the idea, right? So obviously I'm not going to try to mix this for any particular attempt here, but we'll essentially kind of go with that. Maybe I'll just bring the mix down just a little bit because it obviously is a bit heavy, and let's just say this is what we like. Okay, so now let's take a look at another reverb plugin. Okay, so we're gonna bring the Valhalla vintage verb up. Now the only reason I'm going to show this one, I'm not going to mix with this one, is that some of them will work in seconds, whole seconds instead of milliseconds, right? So if I were to go back here and grab my 144 seconds, 1.44, well, the problem is when I paste this, right, it's milliseconds, so it's going to just, it's basically you're putting like 1,000 in, and it's like, well, I can only do 70. So in this scenario, you would have to basically type it in the 144, right? So some plugins are going to be a little different. Feel free to drop me some feedback in the Studio Assist app. Go to the bottom right, and you basically just come in here and ask for a feature request and let me know, and then it'll give me more insight into the plugins that you're using. Let's talk about compression and multiband. Okay, so on our drums here we have a multiband compressor. Okay, so let's listen to this by enabling it and seeing what it sounds like.
we are the champion, king champion. Bow! We are the champion, crown #1. Me say anytime, and say you test the champion.
It's adding some energy to it, right? It's making it bigger. Okay, so let's say that, we have these different cross points and we actually want to make sure that they're in the key of the song. Okay, so let's go over to our Studio Assist app. And we're going to then click scales and frequencies. And right now it's set to C minor, but we know this song is a C major. So we're going to click and change that. So now we can see these different options. And we're going to bring our scale down a little bit here. So I'm going to bring this over so I can see, we know this one's currently 180. So let's bring this down and see what do we have available to us in that range. So we got, if we want to use just like the C key with inside the scale, we have 130 and let's say we have 261. Okay, so let's try 261.6. We're going to go over here, double click and paste that and take a listen to it.
We are the champion, king champion. Bow. We are the champion, crown #1. Me say anytime, and say you test the champion. Brrr. You get on me say style and pattern. Bow. We are the champion, king champion. Bow. We are the champion, crown #1. Me say anytime, and say you test the champion. Brrr.
So if you're listening to that with some headphones, you might hear some differences in terms of how the kick is hitting, right? Now, let's also go over and try the same thing in a higher octave with our hi-hat. So let's say we're going to bring this up a few octaves. And boom, 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 boom. Let's say we're going to go, let's go here. Okay, we're going to bring this up to like 8,000 kilohertz. Okay, so we're hit play and we're going to add it in and see how it sounds as we go, and then maybe try a couple other options.
We are the champion, king champion. Bow. We are the champion, crown #1. Me say anytime, and say you test the champion. Brrr. You get on me say style and pattern. Bow. We are the champion, king champion. Bow. We are the champion, crown #1. Me say anytime, and say you test the champion. Brrr. You get on me say style and pattern. Bow. We are the champion, king champion. Bow. We are the champion, crown #1. Me say anytime, and say you test the champion. Brrr. You get on me say style and pattern. Bow. We are the champion, king champion. Bow. We are the champion, crown #1. Me say anytime, and say you test the champion. Brrr. You get on me say style and pattern. Bow. We are the champion.
So you get the idea here. I was going back and forth between different octaves. I wanted to try that 4,000 kilohertz, 8,000, and like the 16. And it's giving me obviously different sounds and flavors in terms of what it's doing. Now, this isn't me trying to show you how to mix with both multiband compression at all. This was more just demonstrating how you can utilize this. Obviously, I could utilize more keys than just the C key within the scale. It was more just to give you that extreme interpretation. So again, if you are looking to do something in terms of getting those frequencies really quickly within scales, if you're trying to do something that is allowing you to quickly get the milliseconds calculated, here's just a great option for you in terms of the Studio Assist app. Link is in the bio if you want to check it out. And let me know if you have any questions. I'll be glad to jump on those. Anyways, have yourself a good day, and I'm out.